Home break-ins to robberies. Boise police are investigating a number of crimes right now, and joining us live to talk about some of the ongoing investigations is Sergeant Justin Kendall with the Boise Police Department. Sergeant Kendall, thank you so much for joining us here on the News at Noon.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So talk about the most recent crime I know you're asking for the public's help with.
Yeah, so one that we're working on that's kind of at our forefront right now is from Halloween on the 31st. About noon, we had a strong arm robbery over at the mall where a purse was taken from a lady. So we're trying to find that guy right now.
And I know we were showing some video from that incident. I know we reported it as well yesterday. Now, there was another recent story as well about a string of home break-ins around Boise that you were also looking into last month. What do you want folks to know about that?
Well, just that we're still working on that case. You know, we've had probably 4 or 5 cases that we believe are related. We've got lots of tips that have come in from people. We appreciate those, but we're still working on it, have not identified the guy yet. So we would love for tips to keep coming in. There's pretty good video and photos of this guy's face. I think somebody in the community knows this guy and can identify him for us, and that's just kind of the break we need. You know, that's one that's pretty high priority. Breaking into houses in the middle of the day is alarming. So we want to catch that guy.
Yeah, you mentioned alarming. I'm sure a lot of people are watching this right now and perhaps they're alarmed. Are you seeing an increase in these types of crimes?
Not necessarily. These things are kind of sporadic. You'll get a suspect or multiple suspects that will go on a kind of a crime spree, and so you'll see an uptick. But then we'll catch the people, and then they go back down. So not really an uptick in these type things, but it's just a good reminder of people to be aware and do what you can do to prevent this type of stuff too.
That's good to know. And you mentioned reminders. What are some reminders that you can share with the public maybe right now who might be watching to help keep them safe as well as their families?
Yeah, kind of twofold, because both these cases, we're talking about today are different. The one at the mall is a strong arm robbery, basically like a purse snatch. And so those are just be aware of your surroundings, look confident, have your stuff secured to you, look around to where people know that you're paying attention. You make eye contact with somebody, that makes them less likely to try to come after you. They know they're not taken by surprise. So, and then as far as your home security, cameras, lighting, all that stuff, that's cheap nowadays. And we encourage everybody to have that kind of stuff. Again, make sure your lights and things are on, locked up. We have lots of home burglaries and house and car burglaries where people leave stuff unlocked and things are stolen out of them. So, locking things up and removing valuables from plain sight is huge.
A lot of good reminders there. All right, Sergeant Kendall with the Boise Police Department, thank you so much for joining us here on the News at Noon. And if you have any information, you're asked to contact Ada County Dispatch or Crime Stoppers at 208-343-COPS. All right.